A man hunted by a shadowy enclave of men in a male-ruled dystopia? Let's mix it up. From ice-cold classics to waterlogged flops, we're playing What If on some iconic sci-fi and fantasy roles. John Carpenter's The Thing was a flop at the box office, but it became a cult classic and is now regarded as a sci-fi horror masterpiece. It is also a film that has 0 female characters. In fact, the only female voice in the film is a computer playing chess against MacReady in the opening scene, and that gets killed off pretty early.
Checkmate. Checkmate.
Kurt Russell is certainly legendary in the lead role, and the film is all but perfect. But it's fun to ask, what if? So imagine if MacReady was played by a woman instead. It could have actually been great. The Thing with its original cast was excellent, but throwing a woman into the mix, especially as MacReady, could have given the film more complex interpersonal dynamics to explore. Mac's paranoia would have been multiplied by being the only woman in the wilderness, with a group of men breaking under pressure. A female Mac could have tackled incorrect perceived notions that women are the overly emotional ones, flipping that notion on its head by being the only one to maintain a cool head in a crisis. Alien did it, and The Thing could have easily gone in that fascinating direction. The 2011 prequel of The Thing did feature a female in the lead role, however, as Mary Elizabeth Winstead portrayed Kate Lloyd.
Not Swedish, Mac, the Norwegian.
Kevin Reynolds' Waterworld was a misfire of epic proportions, the kind that spent the next several years as a Hollywood punchline. Could it have been salvaged by a female playing a mutated loner with gills, though? One of the film's many shortcomings was an awkward quasi-love story between Kevin Costner's Mariner and Helen, which simply didn't work. Toss that aside and start anew, either making it a same-sex romance or recasting the Helen role with a male, and perhaps that chemistry could work. It certainly couldn't be much worse. Seeing 2 women work together to get a child to the safety of dry land may have been a more interesting and emotionally resonant film. Waterworld could have been a film about a reluctant heroine with the courage to trust and help others despite fears of judgment, rather than an aloof story about an embittered loner.
Well, it better not screw up my short game.
Dark City barely earned back its production budget, despite getting praise from critics and being one of only a handful of films that was so beloved by Roger Ebert that he recorded an audio commentary for every scene of the film. But could it have done better at the box office with a leading lady in the Rufus Sewell role? Considering that the strangers are all men, it would have been interesting to have Sewell's Murdoch played by someone of a different gender. The film's theme suggests we as humans have more power in our lives than we might think. Having a woman possess the ability to alter her environment and to manifest the world she wants to live in would have been a powerful and surprising message for a sci-fi film at the time. Science fiction is a genre that can give a voice to traditionally marginalized groups. By casting a male lead, Dark City missed an opportunity to embrace the subversive, rebellious power of science fiction and this story.
So it seems you've discovered your unpleasant nature.
When Carnivale premiered, it seemed destined for greatness, winning 5 Emmys, receiving positive reviews, and developing a solid fanbase. Sadly, the series lost its audience after Season 1 concluded, limping through the next season before being cancelled. But if they had cast Ben Hawkins as a woman instead of Nick Stahl, this fascinating and influential series might have been even more interesting. With a female Hawkins, the show wouldn't just have a battle brewing between good and evil, as the awesome introduction of the series sets up. It could have explored the patriarchy pitted against the matriarchy. Carnivale could have had plot lines based around Christianity and the Church of Men, stamping out pagan nature religions and the divine feminine. Having Hawkins' opponent in this conflict represented by brother Justin Crowe already sets up this dynamic. With the suggestion that female-led entertainment is no longer a financial risk, this supernatural period drama could be begging for a female-led reboot.